I got this new electric mason jar vacuum sealer. It says right here, it's the VP05 electric mason jar vacuum sealer. This is a paid post. I was sent this electric mason jar vacuum sealer to make a video about. All right, let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. All right, let's see what it looks like inside. Okay, looks like we got some little instructions here. Electric mason jar, VP05. It's got our instructions here. We'll set that aside and we'll go through here and see what we need to do. It's electric, so I'm imagining we're gonna have to charge it up. But here's what it looks like. So this looks pretty nice. It's got the, looks like it's got some instructions here. Pretty small writing there. See if you can read that there. It's got the name on here, electric mason jar vacuum sealer in gold. It's got the red lighting here, lock and unlock. Regular mouth mason jars. It's supposed to be for regular and small mouth. Let's see what else it comes with here. It also comes with lids. Yeah, so it comes with the small mason jar lids. It's got some small mason jar lids and some big mason jar lids. And then it looks like there's a charging cord in there. So it looks like it's a USB-C charger there. And a USB charger. There's no brick included, so you'll need to provide your own charging brick. Okay, so it looks like it has a locking mechanism on here. You see the red lock and the red unlock. And if you look in here, it says regular mouth mason jar. So this would be regular mouth, the small lids. And then if you turn it to unlock here, you can take it off. And now you have your wide mouth, which would be your big lids. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And then to put it back on, just put it back on there and then turn it back to the lock mechanism. And now you're back in business for the regular mouth. Pretty cool. All right, I have this big bag of cat food that I'm gonna test it out on. The problem we have is, seems like most of the time we can only get these big bags of cat food. We can't get them in the smaller bags and we just have one little cat. And he doesn't eat it all up right away and it can go stale and he's really finicky. So we like to put it in these mason jars and then seal it up so that it stays fresh and it lasts. These particular mason jars, they're Ball brand. It says it's the perfect mason. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out on these Ball brands. We got a wide mouth and then we got the regular mouth. So this is set up here for the regular mouth. We're gonna put that on first. It says to wipe the lid off there. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe the lids off. We'll put our caps on here. We'll start with this one because it's set up for the regular mason jar. It says regular mason jar in there. Put it in, and we'll turn on the power button right here. It says press the switch button to start the machine until the air in the bottle is evacuated. Then press the switch button again. See the figure below. So that's the directions they're talking about here. Okay, we'll go ahead and see if that did the trick. All right, it looks like it sealed it. We'll go ahead and pull this off here. You can see there it's got the charging port right there. When you hit the power twice, it tells you what your battery life is. Says you should be at 20%. If you're at 20%, you need to recharge it. And we're at 57% there. All right, so to try it on the wide mouth jar, we're gonna unscrew this to unlock it. And now we got the wide mouth section there. All right, so I've been messing around with this vacuum sealer. I had a real hard time trying to figure out how to get this thing to seal, but after messing around with it, I figured out there's a trick to it. Is that when you turn it on here, you let this go for about 40 seconds. And then that sucks the air out of the jar. And then once it hits 40 seconds, you stop. And then you push it down onto the jar and then turn it back on again for about another 40 seconds. And then it should be good to go. All right, so let's see if we can get it to work. All right, so we make sure our jar is clean. And we make sure our lid is clean and there's no crumbs in there. And then we go ahead and put our lid on there. Make sure this is all clean. And then push this on here. And then we're gonna go for 40 seconds to get the air out of the jar. And then once it hits 40 seconds, we're gonna go ahead and stop it. Twist it a little bit to make sure it's down all the way. I just heard it pop. Did you hear that? Yeah, there it is. So it's on. So what I was doing is I was putting this on here, and then I just turned it on and I let it go 180 seconds, and it got the air out, but it never sealed the lid. So you have to do it a second time. All right, yeah, so that's on there pretty good. All right, so now we'll try. I got some of the small ones done too. So we put the small lid on here. We line it up on here to the lock. See where it says unlock? Turn it to lock, so that's on. Same thing here, make sure this is clean. Put on our lid. Push this down here. Go ahead and turn it on. All right, so once we get to 40 seconds here, we're gonna go ahead and stop it. Kind of twist it around a little bit. I just heard a pop. All right, let's see if it did it. Yep, it did it. So yeah, you suck all the air out, put this on here, suck all the air out, and then do 40 seconds to suck all the air out, turn the power button again and listen for that little pop. That little pop is the lid there. See, we got those all sealed up now. Our cat likes to eat out here on the patio on this table. He sees me canning up all his cat food and he wants me to give him some of it. He's like, oh, is all that cat food for me? All right, we'll take a break from trying to get this canning sealer to work, and we'll give our cat a little bit of food here. Just go ahead and put a little bit of that down there for him to eat. Yeah, do you like the smell of it? Does it smell good? Mm-hmm. Does it smell good? You want a little more? Yeah, it's a good idea to keep the cat food fresh, especially for our cat, because he's a little bit finicky. If it starts to get stale, he won't eat it. So using this vacuum sealer seems to work really good to keep our cat food fresh. So yeah, we got that whole bag of cat food in here. We got it in all these different jars here. They're all sealed. And so we should be good. All this stuff should still be fresh. And then we got a couple jars here that we can give our cat every day. And then once this is gone, we can open up one of these. But yeah, so there you go. That's the VP05 electric mason jar vacuum sealer. The number one tip to remember is to follow that 40-second rule. Let it suck all the air out for 40 seconds, and then go ahead and hit the power button, turn it off, squeeze it around a little bit, and then hit the power button again and listen for that pop. And then that'll seal the lid up for you, and then you should be good to go. I will test it out for a while, but I think it does work if you plug it in and then just use it while it's plugged in. I think it does work like that. So we'll go ahead and try that if we need to. Once we get some more stuff that we need to can up here, we'll just go ahead and test it out a few more times, and then I'll make an update video and let you guys know what I think of it. But so far so good. This thing is pretty nice.